Welcome everybody to World Tai Chi and Qigong Day. We're really excited to be able to be here in the Central Valley of California. For today's World Tai Chi and Qigong Day, we're gonna have a lot of different things going on. We're gonna begin here in a moment with a Qigong demonstration, and we'll be going through a really simple but grounding Qigong practice and some Tai Chi walking. And we'll also be working on the Tai Chi stick today, and then we'll be finishing with a Tai Chi demonstration. And we're gonna begin by demonstrating some movements from the Emei Shan Qigong and the Tian Shan Qigong. So let's go ahead and get into it. So beginning with 3 breaths and a little bit of time in Wuji. Relaxing into Wuji. Curling movements from the Emei. Slouching. Curling left and right. Separating earth and sky, curling left and right. Stepping the legs wider. Reaching high, reaching low. Monkey looks to rear. Snake spits tongue. Snake creeps down, Mandarin duck. Grounding circle. Single leg posture. Grounding circle. Movements of the eagle from the T and Shan. Inhale. Fold. Backs of the hands together. Inhale up the body. Opening to the side. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Come up, holding the ball. And 3 grounding circles. And relax into Wuji. The Emei Shan is a big, large system. There's a lot of different aspects to the Emei Shan practice. These are the movements that we did in the beginning, are from a set of 24 movements that are meant to open and close the body, stretch, strengthen, build coordination, just get yourself opening and closing in all these really great ways. It has other aspects as well, walking meditation, walking practice, larger movements meant to build more strength into the body. It's a very robust practice. The Tian Shan practice is considered a Shin Qigong. It's something that works a little bit more with the Shin aspect of our system, as well as the Qi aspect of our system. And we'll be talking about that a little bit in connection to how do we balance that? What are we doing on a day-to-day basis? How do we interact with that really simply and easily to get the most out of our physical practice and the health? And then how do we refine that and build it over time so we understand it more and we can get more out of it over time? Why do we do, like this is one, this right here, this movement right here, we let it go, okay? Why do we do that? What's the point in doing that? Well, first off, any sort of coordination challenge that we're doing with the body is gonna be helpful for the body, especially if it's connected to other really basic things like being aware of our posture, being aware of our breath. So when we're bringing in posture and breath into what we're doing, those are 2 factors that can be put into any movement. So an aspect of Qigong is about getting your awareness deeper into your body. And then we do this one, and you can really feel that. And then now you've got it activated, we just let it go. And that's gonna feel more into your core, carrying the movement of the body. Go dead weight into my arms. Oh, great job. That was amazing. Many people need more cues than that. Okay, so now find it into your shoulders, and I'm gonna slowly take my arms away. And you're gonna keep with the minimal amount of energy, you're gonna keep your arms there. The littlest amount of energy. There, great job. I'm gonna make a slight adjustment here. Good. And now just breathe into it. Let it open up. I'm gonna give a little, just like 2 sandbags on your shoulders. Nice. Right down into your hips and the feet. Good. Very relaxed. Looks really nice. Can I give a little bit of input on your shoulders? So let this sit you down just a little bit until you feel solid. Go ahead and lower your hips a little bit, like you're sitting back towards a chair. There you go. Good. So it's a good question. We want to look at the capability of our standing position to be, this is our spine, right? Your spine can do this. Your pelvis can do this. All of that motion starts down there. It's a whole body process that comes together to create the angle at which you find yourself, okay? And so when we get into that angle, just start looking up and down the chain, right? Move to center, find the breath. When you get an idea like, I can feel the angle now of my spine, check to your hips, check to your feet, check to the crown of the head, and then let it adjust however it wants to be. First, we just want to let those basic concepts be there, and then we'll build out different mobility actions over time, if that makes sense. Look to the action of the hand. Okay, so for example, hand and elbow, okay? Hand, elbow. So this motion can turn to this motion, okay? Like that, you see? Or this motion, I actually feel a lot of strength right there in that space as I'm doing that, without having to overextend or overlift my shoulder. Because what happens is like when we get shoulder stuff coming in, it's related to your hips, it's related to your waist, it's related to your breath. So we want to give it time to open up and just lead it through the hands. So Qigong is something that has been practiced for a long time. And from a practitioner standpoint, we can look at this history, this rich history of it being practiced by so many different people, for so many different reasons, and we can have confidence that we can find how this can work in our own day-to-day life, in our own situation. Not watering it down, not fusing it, but understanding the method and how it relates to the practice. stepping to close. And steady to close. All right, nice job. What is the main difference between Tai Chi and Qigong? It's very challenging to really delineate those differences, especially today with the way it's trained. But from a certain perspective, the way we can look at it is like this. Qigong is a much wider category of practice than Tai Chi. There are different types of Qigong practices for martial arts, Qigong practices for health, Qigong practices for religious purposes, meaning it's been practiced for those reasons because it's so versatile and it's been around for a long time. Another way you can look at Qigong is that it really is dealing with the internal aspects of the body. You're not worried about pushing something out here or being able to lift something out here. You're really working about, how do I lift my arm? How do I lift my body? How do I just move my body around? And that's Qigong. Now, Tai Chi is, in reality, the Tai Chi concept is very big. It's been around for a long time, but the Tai Chi practice is a smaller practice. Qigong gets you really thinking about how you're moving your body just relative to your body and gravity. Then Tai Chi takes that into a little bit of a different space and says, now, how do we push? How do we pull? How do we step? How do we find a stance? More specific, actionable skills. In reality, Tai Chi has probably almost always been practiced with some Qigong alongside of it. Tai Chi has almost never been practiced without Qigong, okay? But Qigong has been practiced a bunch without Tai Chi. And so they're very tightly knit and they work really well together, which is how we do it. One of the things that really drew me into these arts, like way back in the day, was the relaxed strength that you can build during it. And this is not necessarily the place of Tai Chi or the space of Qigong, but it doesn't mean that there isn't energy there. It doesn't mean you're not working your muscles and you can't feel that energy come up through the body to create a relaxed, calm strength. And so, and you can see that there's quite a range of practices from the really sort of soft and flowing to much more dynamic. So you can find the challenge that works for you, whether that be in a period of time or on a day-to-day basis, depending on how you're practicing and what you've learned. If you want more information about any of these things, check out all the information that we got on the Root Alchemy, on YouTube, on all of our socials. So thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll see you next time.